Did you know one man's mind was feared more than a machine gun by the apartheid regime? His name was Steve Biko, the founder of the Black Consciousness Movement in South Africa. He never fired a bullet, he never led a rebellion, but his words woke up an entire generation. In a system built on stripping away dignity, Biko preached one radical message: the most powerful weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. And that message shook the very foundations of apartheid. Because Biko wasn't just talking about politics. He was telling black people to reclaim their identity, their pride, their power. He urged students to reject white domination not with violence, but with self-awareness. His movement started in campuses, but spread like wildfire. Suddenly, black South Africans were refusing to be invisible. They started wearing natural hair with pride. They spoke in their own languages. They stood up in schools, in courts, in churches, and the regime took notice. In 1977, they arrested him again. He was detained under Apartheid's Terrorism Act. No trial, no charges, just silence. For 22 days, Biko was held in solitary confinement, starved, beaten, tortured, then dumped, naked and shackled, in the back of a Land Rover and driven over 700 miles to Pretoria. By the time he arrived at the prison hospital, he was already brain dead. Steve Biko died on September 12, 1977. He was only 30 years old. The government claimed he had gone on a hunger strike, but post-mortem photos leaked to the world, showing bruises, blood clots, and brain injuries. South Africa's apartheid regime tried to cover it up, but they couldn't. The world erupted. 20,000 people attended his funeral. Desmond Tutu spoke. Oliver Tambo mourned. But not one of Biko's killers was ever punished. No justice. No accountability. His death sent fear through the movement, but it couldn't kill his legacy. Decades later, Nelson Mandela would call Biko the spark that lit a fire across the land. Because Biko's weapon wasn't a gun, it was belief. Belief that black people didn't need to wait to be liberated. They just needed to remember who they were. His life and death taught Africa a brutal truth. You can silence a man, but you cannot silence an idea. Today, across the continent, from Ghana to Kenya, from Nigeria to Namibia, Steve Biko lives in every young black voice demanding to be heard. His story isn't over, because every time you say, I am black, I am proud, I am not less, Steve Biko speaks again. Follow and repost this video for more African and black stories.